Hello everyone, this is the Joy of Reading, and welcome to the fourth episode of my series about Dante and the Divine Comedy. Today we will talk about love. Dante had a lifelong love, a woman called Beatrice. The two of them didn't have an actual relationship, and from what we know, they only met a few times, but she had an enormous impact on Dante and on his work. We are not sure about her identity either. Probably she was the daughter of a banker in Florence. We know that a woman called Beatrice Portinari lived not far away from Dante's house in Florence. She was a year younger than him, and she died in 1290, similarly to what Dante writes about her. So it's probably her, but we don't have any proof about this. After her untimely death, Dante did something very special. He wrote a book about her. A book where he retold his love for her from their first meeting when they were almost children until her death and his consequent mourning. This book is called La Vita Nuova, which means the new life, and it consists of texts, both in verses and in prose, that Dante had written in the previous years and that he collects together. In the next few minutes, I will tell you why I believe this book to be magnificent. First, we need to take a small step back. In the time of Dante, like in every other time actually, love was a central theme in poetry and literature emphasized the concept of courtly love. Courtly love is a broad subject, but again, let's make it basic. This genre developed notably in some French courts, like the courts of Aquitaine and Provence, and then spread to the rest of Europe. The idea was an unattainable woman on one side and a man who put himself at her service on the other. So it's not just that, I am making it very simple, but literary works praising the loved woman's beauty and virtue or describing the lover's suffering and longing were common. It was something between idolizing and physical desire, and it was a literary fiction where the poet played lover. So he pretended to be the lover and he pretended to have a loved woman. It was not autobiographical. Italian poets, and particularly Dante, were heavily influenced by this genre, but they created their own interpretation of it. So they created a genre which Dante himself calls the sweet new style. In this sweet new style, the woman is seen as a bridge between man and God. So the noble-minded heart has a predisposition to love, and actually falling in love elevates man to God. So the romantic love is a first step to a higher spiritual form of love, the love for God. And this is what Dante sees in Beatrice. So the Vita Nuova is very different from the courtly love poems of the time. First of all, it is an autobiographical book. It is not literary fiction. Dante writes about his own experience with love. And second, look at the title. Apparently it makes no sense to call The New Life a book about a loved person who has died. But Beatrice's influence on Dante doesn't stop because she is dead. On the contrary, Beatrice remains a key to salvation, and this will be a huge theme in the Divine Comedy. The Divine Comedy starts with a man, Dante, who has lost his own way, and Beatrice saves him, and she brings him to heaven after he has crossed hell and purgatory. So in this book, in the Vita Nuova, Dante explains what Beatrice means to him, and he explains that he is like born again, thanks to his love for her, and thanks to her influence on him. Thank you everyone for listening. I am done for today. And as usual, if you are interested in my series about Dante, you can follow my channel or my page, The Joy of Reading, on Facebook. Thank you very much.